Episode 5. What's up, baby boy? I really should have checked my voice to make sure this is working. Hopefully it's working. Otherwise I'm going to have to do this all over again. And I don't want to have to do that. Do I, little guy? No. No, I don't. Let's check. So, hopefully my voice is working right now. No, I don't. Hopefully. Let's check. So, hopefully my voice is working right now. No, I don't. Oh yeah, hopefully. It's working. You poor sons of bitches. Right. Okay. Do 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 do. What do you smell, kitty cat? Is it the candle burning in front of you? Please be careful. Right. Hello everyone and welcome back to Dry Bed County. Last time we have put in a bunch of public transport. As you can see, it's fairly busy in that one specific station. Elsewhere, it's ramping up, but it's still taking some time. We've put a fair amount of public transport in different places. Unfortunately, Joliet is not really transporting to different places at the moment. I think it's just a bit too far for the current vehicles that are in use. We're at 1913, so we have some Benz trucks, I think they are. Are these the Benz? No, the Max, sorry. A Mack truck. Which is, well, a little bit slow. But it's doing what it does. So, yeah. Anyway, without further ado, what I want to do this particular episode is spend some time on the other side of the map. So up till now, we've focused on this side with Joliet and Mesa, with Newark and Portland. And what I think we need to do is just pay some homage to Birmingham and the other cities over here, they are still very, very juicy and very open to various different routes that we can do over here. So I think it's probably high time that we pay some attention to it. Now, with that in mind, we need to consider certain routes in this area. If we were to check the larger of the towns over here, I'm guessing it would be oh no, that's over here. San Diego. San Diego is pretty large, at almost 200. I mean, obviously Birmingham is pretty large. Sea of Fools is on the other side. It's sort of in between. So Sea of Fools is like on this little jut out of land. And actually, we've got two other cities on this side. I didn't realise that there were quite so many. Maybe Daly City? No, that's over here. Oxnard. Oxnard is another city which is somewhat large. 153. I mean, it's not really that big. But anyway, if we focus on the cities that are over here, including San Diego, because obviously it is one of the larger cities out of the bunch. San Diego wants food, which I don't believe we have connected up to any other cities. So that could be kind of interesting, hooking that up. We've got a food processing plant over here, a number of farms around it, another food processing plant down here. So there's definitely capacity there. Yeah, let's hook this up. So if we were to build this up, will it affect Mobile? Possibly, but not really, because we're going to be building on this side, I think. So if we build, maybe remove that. I mean, it's quite uneven over here, so it might be best to come out this side and go around. So I'm just thinking about how we're going to hook up these farms. There are farms here, which is the main thing. It's going to mean that we can actually build this side up a bit without having to worry too much about transporting everything over here. I think if we go for like 5 stops, I mean 6 is quite a lot, but maybe we could do 8. Then that would give us 2 potential routes out on either side. There aren't really any other cities over here that want food, which is interesting. Nah, if we go for 5, that'll do the trick. The only annoying thing is I kind of want it the other side. Like if we did 5 and it was on this side, for example, it'd be pretty much fine. But we're not doing it that side, but we potentially could do it here instead. That could fix this. There we go. That should allow us to do this pretty well. So if we were to maybe... How are we going to do lines here? We could do... I mean, these two are fairly simple. We could probably do a road out this way. Or a railroad, I mean. So if we were to build off this one. We would have to remove that one side, but that's absolutely fine. And then on this side, if we were to try and allow some space for the old train route. We would do one here, going out this way. I wonder what would happen if I just connected it up, like so. I mean, it works. Oh, these have catenaries on. I didn't actually want that. I don't think we have any. I suppose it would probably only allow us to build with catenaries if there is an electric train, but I don't think there's one, but I might be wrong. Still seems quite early days for an electric train. Unfortunately, it's just turned on by default. Right, okay. So that's one side of it. If we maybe put in a depot, we could potentially just get the train rolling now. Something like this. Of course, we actually need a line there. So if we go for I think a 10-wheeler should be able to handle this. Put on some gondolas. There we go, that's underway. All we need to do is update that line so on the way back it's on the right track, like this. So we want them to fill up. There we go. And then unload down here, fill up. and then unload. And that's the very first grain line that we've put in. Actually, I'm quite surprised that we haven't done it sooner. Grain and food in the game is quite... I don't want to say it's an easy one, but because it's just basically two things in the chain, the grain and the food, makes it a little bit simpler to set up, I think, at least. But the complexity comes that it's 2-to-1 conversion rate, and the fact that the farms only put out 200 grain a pop means that you need 4 farms for every 1 food processing plant. So that can get a little bit complex. I think what we might do here is use these trains, these farms even. That might do quite well, actually. I mean, we could even potentially hook it up to one. I mean, it's close, but I don't know whether we could potentially hook it up to one train station. It's hard to know. How far does this get? It gets up to about here. On this side. Yeah, it gets up to about there. So I think that it's going to need to be a bit larger. Or I should say 2 train stations. Okay, just do an outside road. And then we could do another one here. Do we want to do 2 train lines coming down? Or do we want to just merge it and then we could potentially unmerge it further away? I mean, we could teardrop it, but I think that might be a bit much. Decisions. I think what we'll do is we'll just do one line coming down. What is it doing? Why is it not keeping to the... Maybe it's because we got this set higher. There we go. That's what I wanted. We'll use just one line coming in. That should be perfectly fine. Although that looks a bit odd. So we'll have both sides of the train line splitting into this. Hopefully, if it works. Sure it will. If not, we can always go back to the drawing board. I really hate how this game is kind of almost like it's going around and then back. Let's try further back. There we go. For some reason that works. So we would want that to be the in, the other one to be the out. And what we'll do is we'll have a flyover. Exit on this side. And we can even split off further back. Connect in like so. So if we just do a split here with a couple of crossings, and then maybe a split back, and we can always do a connection route through, something like this. Double slip switch there, double slip switch there, and putting non-one ways either end means that trains can go into this and not have to have a clear route through. So if we take our new line, I'm going to do both of these at the same time, and then pop them in here. Allow them to use both sides. So we want it to fill up on grain, unload grain. The exact same here. Grain, grain. There we go. That's that grain line all set up. So if we just get a second train of one of these, but then transfer it over to this train line. Hopefully what it should do is come through. That's because we've not got any non-one-ways here. I think it should go through once the route is clear, which it is now. So the last thing that we need to do is hook up San Diego down here. Beautifully, the main residential zone is into this cliff face, which means it's going to be pretty protected if we build on this side. And even better, there's a construction materials here, which we potentially could use for another city, potentially. Although there aren't that many demanding construction materials, so we could put a station up here. Something that would then allow us to truck things in, but not necessarily affect this area. Or we could potentially build out on this side. If we take a look at the contour map, over here would be quite good because it's relatively flat up to here, and then a road could go either side. That's probably the best bet. Ratchet, leave your fur alone. Stop eating your toes. If we maybe build in a line like this. That will then allow us to build a route through. Just leave that relatively nondescript. And in order to avoid Mobile's residential zone, we probably need to take quite a wide berth. So going through on this side. Should allow for that. And we'll build backwards. We need to find those pinch points where we need to ultimately thread the needle, so to speak. And building around those is the easier part. Something like this. Over here We kind of want it to go as close to this farm as possible so that we keep the cone of emissions as far away from Mobile as possible. So if we maybe build like this, what happens? It does actually remove that. Is that in line? Maybe move it over slightly. Let's connect those two up, and we can connect this up with a nice connection line. And then all we need is... Oh, actually, we do need a line. So if I put this in down to here, that should do well. In Mobile, we want it to be filled with food. Down in San Diego, we would like it to unload that food. So we definitely only need a 10-wheeler for this. I think you need bot scale for food, don't you? Yes, you do. So we'll take that down to the lower end of mediocre. That's perfectly fine for me. And then let it go. That should then start to do its route. And this is fully fledged then. If we just grab these names. These both Mobile Farm, yeah. Rail cargo platform. Guessing these are all going to be Mobile Farm. Yep, rail cargo platforms. There we go. This one's the food processing plant. Rail cargo platform. Then finally we just have rail cargo crane mobile. Number 1. This one, no, that's not the right one. This one, number 2. This one is San Diego food, so it's slightly different. Food for San Diego. There we go. So I need to think of colours for these. So both food and grain, they're pretty yellowy, like slightly brown. Slightly orange. So I don't think we're going to necessarily go with that colour. We already have coal and iron as green. fuel is orange. So I think we'll need to go with a slightly different colour. Maybe we could go with like this turquoisey blue. That's a bit too much, isn't it? It's a bit more washed out, this one. Yeah, it works. And then the food, maybe that could be a slightly darker colour of the turquoise. Perfectly fine. How's this doing now? Are we starting to send? Oh no, we're not sending to San Diego because we haven't quite set up San Diego just yet. Which is fine. We can do that with a couple of stops either end. We've already set up this road line, and I'm just gonna skip to the chase because we'll probably be bringing in other products down here eventually anyway. So we may as well call this one San Diego. So road cargo San Diego, just because it'll do everything eventually. We are going to need a road depot. So for that, I mean, we might as well just build one down here. There we go. Nice and simple. I'll probably just go with like 3 of these. Are those the Benz trucks? Yeah, Benz tarpaulin truck. There we go. That's the one I was thinking of. So, green. I mean, it's a nice colour, so maybe we'll just keep it green. We'll do this. San Diego rail cargo platform. San Diego road cargo platform. There we go. They're all named up. We could even use this one to connect in Mobile with cargo in the future. Mobile wants bricks. Hello. This could be pretty good. I didn't realise that Mobile wanted bricks. I specifically checked and I thought only Birmingham wanted bricks. That's annoying because that would have been quite useful to know 10 minutes sooner, because I would have probably moved this further up so it just connects straight in. What we might be able to do possibly connecting a road like this. Does that work? No. Okay. Well, that's a shame. I'm not gonna lie. And to be honest with you, there's nothing stopping us from just moving it slightly up. It's just a bit of a faff, if I'm honest. But I feel like with that new information, it makes it very worthwhile doing so. So we'll go ahead and do it. We'll move it up to like here. And actually, it might be worth having a couple of stops then. It's annoying. I want it to stay like that, but right, what we'll do is we will put these on the edge here. We will build these tracks straight in like such. And then that will obviously connect in there. We might even take this back. Connect that in there. And this needs to move up. We can rename this San Diego Rail. Oh, San Diego Rail Cargo Platform. Move that here. Like so. We'll need to move this up as well. Connect that in there. We'll just need to move this up, which shouldn't be too much hassle, I'm hoping. We might even be able to use this road. Something like this. Put in an exit there. Put in a thingamabob and another thingamabob. And then do a road connection out. Rename this here. Replace this here. Add on the final ones just in case it's needed. And then, yeah, that's going to work perfectly fine. And then we can just remove this whole bit. Which should hopefully make this a little bit nicer. Yeah, let's see how that does. We may well need to connect in the stone and start churning out some bricks for Mobile. Which will do great things for building up these two cities, and then we potentially could even have a line between them. So if we were to build that up, we've got a bit of a hill here, which we could potentially avoid. And then we got another hill here, which we potentially could go through. And then down here, we'd just have to hook it in, I think. So if we follow the contour lines, we'd be going through this way. In fact, we'd probably be going more in this direction through here. And then it just has to go straight through here, which is going to be a bit of a cutaway, but it will live. So if we potentially take this a little bit further back, we could even start the bend here, meet it up here. Take these ones like this and connect them in. Oh, no, not like that. Okay, so now we effectively have two lines going into this. One stop here. Oh, we haven't actually built this side, have we? I forgot about that. Okay. Build out like this. So we just need to hook this up here. And then it will pretty much take stone all the way through, which is nice. We could potentially go underneath here, or we could utilize the hill and go over the top. Now, considering it's already set up pretty much over here to go underneath. Ooh, that was a bit much, but that's a little bit okay. I mean, it's not perfect, but it'll do. Over here, we need to connect up these roads. Hopefully they will. Yeah. Jolly good. And then we just need a line from there to there to grab stone. if we go to number 1 and then use number 2 if we have to, this would be rail, cargo, stone, San Diego? Stone's this sort of grey colour, isn't it, down here? Is that one? Yeah, I think that's that one. Whereas this one needs to be set up on this side to go like so. Okay. We want to build a stone train, so make them grey. Put them the lower end of mediocre so that they can take more capacity. San Diego, there we go. And then we'll need a train line here. This can use number 1 and then number 2 if it has to. Fill up on bricks. And then drop them off down here. Like so. This will be rail, cargo, bricks, mobile. There we go. I think it might be worth us building another thingamabob though, because just using this one, it will get a bit busy. And this way we can just build this in like so. There we are. So bricks, mobile. It can use number 6. It can use number 5 if it has to. The food one can use number 6 if it has to. And we can build on the other side the cargo buildings as well. And then this will connect into Mobile. Something like this. With a cargo building on this side. Sweet. We might actually be able to get away with just doing one. Although I don't know whether we really want to, whether maybe we want to create a bit of a route around it. So that if we ever do hook up bricks, then goods here, it'll work perfectly fine for that as well. So we want to pick up down here, drop off down there. This we will call road cargo mobile. Nice and simple, because it's cargo. We already have a green for San Diego, though. Excuse me. So we'll go with like a blue. I need a drink. There we go. Alright, so we need a train for the bricks and a train for the stone. Oh no, we've done the stone. Okay. Well, let that train for the bricks go. Or the stone even. God, I'm getting all muddled up. Right, stone or bricks. Oh my goodness. And then, oh, we are actually running out of money, which is fine. Is this only 204 capacity? Why is this one 280? Must be something to do with the weight. The flat car side stakes is like 3 tons lighter. Interesting, I've never really noticed that before. Oh, we just got a few million in. I mean, how much do we need? 14 million, so if we had a big payday, that would help. This needs to move. It can't move because this is in the way. But it'll be fine. It'll eventually get out of the way. Let's pop 3 of these on the mobile line. And I am literally just going to take my jumper off because I am sweating buckets. Bear with me just a second. There we go. That actually helped with our money as well. Oh, it didn't save the train. Okay. Let's pop this on. It only actually needs to go to like 200 capacity, because that's how much capacity the other train has. We just need to colour this same as the other brick lines. A nice red will do. That's starting to make its way. We're probably actually going to have to put more stops here, especially if we've got more trains going up and down. So I'll put one roughly halfway like so. we could potentially even build this road back in and then have another one here. There we go. Hopefully this will start to move, which it is. It just has to get onto this line, and then that would be perfect. We need to name this. There we go. Sweet. How are these doing? They're getting 100% from their various sources. I don't think we've delivered any food yet, but the first train is on its way with 60 food, which is always a good thing. We only actually have 64 being shipped, so that's almost 100%. So that's pretty good. What else do we need here? We need fuel for San Diego. We need goods for Mobile. I mean, the goods are potentially doable. So is the fuel. It's just the oil refineries are not very nearby. In fact, we have a potential line here. Which we could potentially use different oil wells for. And we've got another chemical plant here. And goods factory there. But then where would be a oil refinery? There's a chemical plant as well. Could potentially work that in. That'd be quite a good route. So from this Fontana chemical plant over here to the Fontana oil well, up to the oil refinery, then over to the Birmingham oil well. Got another oil refinery there. Oxnard, which is the one that we were planning to use. Lakewood, Portland, Mesa, those both are in use. So's Newark. This one's pretty impossible to get to because it's up a. Is this known as a mesa? I never know what these are called. It's basically 200 meters up. It's very difficult to actually get up there by train, and by truck we won't really be able to do the volume that we need. This one's the other side of the map. This one's the other side of the river. That maybe Maybe a possibility. Yeah, the North Las Vegas one here. Wait, that's North Las Vegas. Why is it North Las Vegas? Why is it not just Las Vegas? Bit odd. We could potentially hook in, excuse me, the oil well here, and then the fuel and the oil well here. These could potentially work. It's just a case of whether it's actually worthwhile doing. Obviously, Mobile wants goods. Where else wants goods? Atlanta wants goods. Birmingham wants some goods. This one's fuel. Oxnard wants fuel, I should say. Mobile wants goods. Mobile or San Diego wants fuel. Las Vegas wants food. We haven't actually coloured these trains, which needs to happen. Food for San Diego. And then if we wanted steel, we could get it from here. We have two coal mines and 2 iron mines nearby. It's doable. It would be a lot of Ooh. Oh, that's perfectly fine. We already pretty much saturate the oil wells that are nearby it. So these oil wells moving away from here would actually be kind of a good thing. How are we doing? Ooh, here. Let's double that up. How's this plastic doing? Okay, plastic is shifting. That's good. We seem to be getting more coal and ore through My cat's just flicking his tail at my hand. Stop it, Ratchet. Stop it. He wants me to play with him. Yes, I know. I can see that you're in a playful mood. I mean, it would be good for a number of the cities around here if we build it up. We've got Mobile, Atlanta, nope, not Fremont, Birmingham. They all want goods, and more will as they grow. I don't know whether it's really worthwhile going for it or not. Because it is going to be a huge undertaking to actually put all that in at this early stage. It wouldn't necessarily cripple us, it would just be... I don't know whether it would be worthwhile. But we could potentially upgrade this line. That'll instantly have a big effect, because it'll mean that they can take more and go faster, which will obviously speed up things around here. Hopefully helping Birmingham grow. Birmingham's kind of spread out quite weirdly. I'm quite tempted to go for it for the fuel, because that would be a fairly simple, effective line. Fuel would be consumed by San Diego. Oxnard. I'm sure that was another one that wanted fuel. Never mind. Oxnard's right next to the fuel refinery. Yeah, to me it kind of makes sense. Let's give this a try. Potentially even hook in a... Was that an oil refinery near a Marita? Ooh, that's interesting. It's a bit closer to the sort of action centre near Mesa. That is interesting. We've actually got oil wells either side of it as well. So that could be very useful that this has popped up. We'll have to wait and see. I think it's a bit of a stretch for going to both of these, unfortunately. Oh, we do have a sawmill. Oh, excuse me. Oh my goodness. We do have a sawmill down here, so we could probably hook this up. We've got two. In fact, we've got 3 forests. 4 forests. 5 forests. Blimey. The forest that just keeps giving. There's one there as well. They're all over the place over here. But anyway, let's stay on track. So if, no pun intended, if we build through this way, probably want to avoid affecting this area as much as possible. So build through like this, and then connect these up. It's going to moan about that a little bit, but it'll be fine in the long run. Hopefully these are built correctly. Yep. Oh, what is this road doing? Go. North Las Vegas is now hooked back up to Atlanta. It will be happy again. So all we need to do is hook up this bit. Okay, that's good. It gives us a bit of wiggle room. The residential zone is on this side of this city, Fontana. So we could potentially build over here. Not have to worry about it too much. if we take out this road, we can potentially build straight through then. We would want it to be the opposite orientation though in terms of coming through, so we'll do that. We'll do it this way, which will be a bit odd, but we'll work with it. I didn't think about actually delivering this to Ujima Flip. Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, this line here practically links up with it, so might as well make use of that. So we could potentially do something here. Let's just take this out and this. Take that out, like so. And then if we put it back with 2, that could work. There we go. We can go ahead and have a route straight through. Oop. And then a route that connects in here. Something like this. And then this just needs a crossover, like so. And that will work perfectly fine. And then we actually have capacity to go straight over this way. In fact, we could probably just connect them up, although they are the opposite direction round. which is going to make them a little bit tricky to connect in. Because effectively we want to swap the orientations over. That's going to be a little bit tricky. It's doable, but tricky. I mean, if we could just have a route through here that is just a single lane on a double slip switch. And then that connects in down here with a double slip switch, and it'll all work itself out. That could be a very good alternative here. To try and get this working. I mean, I'm not proud of it, but it will work. We could move this along as well. Oop. Does create a bit of a choke point, which isn't great, but is what it is. So that then allows us to connect in the fuel down to San Diego. We've got the depot to think about. Which we potentially could build in around the same area, to be fair. Doesn't necessarily need to be anywhere specific. This is quite a central position, actually. So that will work quite well. Something like this. And then we could even do the opposite direction as well if we wanted. Maybe even connect it into here. Too much curvature. We go around this way. And then potentially link into this down here. Yep, there we go. Bit of a funky one, but it'll work. And then we can do trains that way as well. let's go ahead. I think the 442 is probably the way to go with this one, because it's going to be a principal connecting line. We need more money. So we need 16 millions, which may take a little bit of time. Maybe we just take the money out and then we can pay it off pretty quickly, I think. Let's just make sure we've got enough. Pop it on that line. And then let's just repay 1 million of it. Let that play out. So that will be our route back. So this will be rail, cargo, oil. Oh, oil, not poil. Oil, Oxnard. Oh, Oxnard double D. Right, if we go ahead and put in a building on this side, let's see here. Do we want it on that side? Yeah, we do. So we'll put an exit in. Oh, we are without monies. I'll put a couple of these on just in case the fuel does start to creep up, but this will provide fuel to Oxnard. Which we actually need to put a route in for. Let's do one up here and one down here. And then that way, if we hook up tools, we can deliver them over here and it will automatically start using them on that line. I'll just complete this loop here. And then we can do our line around like this. Nice simple line round. Over here we want them to fill up. On everything and then deliver it around Oxnard. That will be road cargo Oxnard. Colorwise, let's make it like a purple color. Haven't had any purples. And then we just need to do another line, which will take the fuel down to San Diego. Rail, cargo, fuel, San Diego. There we go. Fuel is like an orangey color. Let's go ahead and make that orange. Up this end, we want it to fill. We want it to use, let's just use number two is the right one to use. Okay, we'll leave on number 2. It can use either. It's literally just going to be unloading fuel. I didn't just do that. I misclicked and deleted the stop. Okay, let's start again with this. So we want it to fill. We want it to fill with fuel. It can use number 1 if it has to. The other one here at Oxnard can use number 2 and it can use number 1 if it has to. We want it to fill up on its way back on crude oil and drop off that crude oil. Over here it's unloading oil. Over here it's loading oil. Perfect. Okay. That one's filling up. Crude oil. Unloading. Cool. That's all set up. We just need to change the color to like a grey color. There we go. We haven't named these, but it should be fine for now. We need to get a train. So I think we'll be fine with just a 10-wheeler, to be honest, for the San Diego line for the time being. I might just put on, say, how much capacity has the other train line got? We'll take it down to like 140. Should be fine. Fuel San Diego. There we go. And that has almost 300 capacity, so that's pretty good. And that should start to make a fair bit of money soon, hopefully, once it picks up from down here and takes it through. So Oxnard will start to get the benefit of this. We do need to put a few vehicles on that one, excuse me. So if we make that purple, those will be some very funky trucks. Yep, funkylicious. I love it. So they'll start to make their way down here. Are these waiting? Yeah. We want them to wait for 600 seconds or 10 minutes. This train's on its way down here. This one on its way down to the depot. Cool. How are the bricks doing? Mobile doesn't want that many bricks, which is a bit annoying, but it all has to start somewhere, so once the demand goes up, we should actually start to see some money come through. Where else wanted bricks? Was it... Birmingham. Yeah. I mean, Birmingham's already pretty much set up with the Oxnard materials plant here. It's not getting bad numbers, especially now that we've upgraded this line to have the newer trucks on it. Can't see through the back. Oh, that's a bit weird. Huh. The rear axle is hooked up with chains. That's weird. Didn't think it would be like that, but then again, I guess a normal diff, like on modern vehicles, wouldn't be around for a little while, so I guess it makes sense. Okay, these should start to turn up there. Hopefully this will start to fill up. It's it's probably just a case of this doesn't have the demand to demand the oil from the... Oh, that's not the refinery. Where's the refinery? North Las Vegas. There we go. From the actual... In fact, it's not connecting at all. Why is it not connecting at all? Maybe it's not shipping anything because it's not had any crude oil to produce any oil. That's weird. I'm going to have to keep an eye on that. I mean, it's taking crude oil down here. This is getting supplies. So... why is this not... I guess it's not shipped yet. Yeah, I'll call my roll. I'm a little bit worried, but it should be fine. It might just be a case of these aren't yet shipping because we haven't had any crude oil go through. That must be it. Anyway, let's start naming these. I haven't named these ones. These ones are all named. In fact, it's going to start bringing bricks through for my bill now. That's pretty momentous. That's the first time they're coming through there. If we just double check this down here, yeah, it does have a single line connecting it. So this might be a bit of a bottleneck here, but I mean, we only have one vehicle on there at the moment. I'm not planning to put any other vehicles there, but whether we have any other lines potentially bringing down something else if San Diego grows, or, you know, if we need anything else going down that way or coming back that way, it may potentially cause an issue. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I think. I tell you what we could really do with some tools. Which, to be honest with you, we could do quite easily. Birmingham wants tools. A lot of tools. Oxnard wants tools. Fontana wants tools. Fontana. We could potentially hook up tools lines to go straight through. And that would make a lot of money. It would grow pretty quickly. But we don't really have... I suppose we could do a line there. Maybe something... It's not the simple line that would be nice, but it would be a line. In fact, we could do... something like that might work. We'd have to try and thread the needle on this side, but we could probably do it. Possible. And then all we would have to do is take the planks up to the tools factory. On the way back they can pick up logs, drop off logs, pick up more logs, drop off logs, because it's a 2-to-1 conversion ratio for the planks. Rinse and repeat. And then on this side, if we had another stop going out this way, both north of Las Vegas and Henderson both want machines and food. Interesting. Okay. But yeah, the tools are quite a appealing line. It's just we don't really have the capital to do it. In fact, we still have to pay off that train, which we've almost just done. We need to keep that in mind so we don't have to pay too much interest on it. We could probably set this up with like a truck line quite easily, but then trucks won't actually have the capacity that we need at this level. And there is quite a lot of, I mean, we've got 50 here, another 50 there, so 100, another 118 there, so 200 plus actual tool demand straight away, which is pretty high. It would mean that we'd have to hook up a connection here, which shouldn't be too hard. That's the loan paid off. We've already got this connected up, so we just deliver here. And then from there we could potentially do a line into Birmingham. It's a fair trek, but it's also quite hilly terrain, so pretty tricky to... I mean, it's not too tricky to build through, but for a train line... You can't hear this, but I am stroking my beard with glee. I am genuinely quite interested in this line. Then again, there's nothing to say that we have to do it on this side of here. We've got a sawmill here, forest here, tools factory there. Do we have another forest around here? There's a forest in the corner of the map, which is a bit... There is a forest there, but then that's also quite far away from the actual tools factory. Is there another tools factory around here that I'm not seeing? I mean, it's bigger to actually see the tools ones. Tools. Tools. Machines. Tools. Tools. That's on the other side of the river. This is on the other side of the river. This is on the same other side of this. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's another tools factory over here. Which do we go with? It's probably going to be this one, because then we can make use of this line through. Like, there's nothing necessarily beneficial with having the line on this side of the map, except if we could potentially have a bit of a better route, but to be fair, this would be quite a good one. Sod it, I've made my mind up. I think we're going to do it this way. I'm going to do it with a probably a train route on either side. So sort of one bringing stuff in, one taking stuff out. So if we had a building there, didn't realise there was a massive hill there, but we could go around it. I mean, refund this. We could build off in this direction, which would be a bit better. In fact, picking up from this forest would then mean there's less time that it's empty. So that might be a blessing in disguise, not realizing that that was there. So we build this in on this side. Good evening, Stephen. Build this in here. I mean, we are going to have to build probably a tunnel through. We could go around, but then it'd make it really uneconomical. This would probably be the shortest area, really. Maybe here, but this would work quite well for that. Let's just trim this back. Right, so that goes off in this direction. We'll have to go hook that up there. That's perfectly fine. Right, this is a bit hilly. What I might do is build the road out here. And this may cut into the hillside here a bit, but we'll make it work, and we will neaten it up after we're done here. It's not exactly where I wanted it, but it'll do. Right, so in terms of this side, if we smooth this out too, that looks a bit more acceptable. If we just tweak the roads here, and by tweak I mean cut them away. Same thing, just slightly different frame of mind. I'm sure we will build them back eventually, right? Maybe, potentially, possibly, who knows? This going in here will be quite simple, although it would be a lot more simple if we had some money. What's going on with the money? I'm guessing because we've just put in new lines, they've not quite taken off yet. Has this oil line started to deliver oil? It looks like it's on its way with some, so that's good. We should have just gone with the tools. The tools would be way more cost effective. But this isn't delivering any fuel. Has it actually had any? No, it hasn't had any oil delivered yet. So this would be its first. Oh, no, not that one. This would be its first batch of oil. In fact, we probably need some more stops along the way, but we don't have any money to do it with, so that's fine, I suppose. Okay. Might just speed things up a little bit here so that we can get this underway. There we go, we got a little bit of... Oh, it's gone. Oh, it's back. Okay, we have a little bit of money. Quickly, before it goes, let's pop a few stops in. There we go. Pop some down here as well. It's about halfway through. I'll refrain from putting any on this side just in case it impacts. Going over here. I'm going to do a station on this side to deliver the actual wood, and then I think a station on the other side to take, or on a different section to actually take the tools through once they're built. We could even do a flyover here. That'd be quite cool. Built into that hill, natural hill. Something like this. Hook it in down this end. We'll need to connect the station on this side. That's quite a descent. We can lower it a bit. Makes it a little bit more palatable. And then we just need a crossing, which might actually be the hardest part with this. Too much slope. Okay, maybe we go for a bit of a shorter one. There we go. That's worked a bit better. Then if we just trim this back, we can probably do a bit better of a connection. Something like that. And then that way it doesn't impact this other line, and it creates quite a unique connection in down here. We just have to put in the stops. So we would want a line coming out here, a line going in here, and we might even want a stop halfway just to keep things flowing a bit. But that can then pick up the tools and take them back. We can do a line through for the train depot. Something like this. I might even just do both going through. So in terms of lines, it would just be, oh no, not there. Here, there. Oh, bless me. Right, that's all set up there now. I might actually just have these go the normal sort of route, so I normally just keep it right-hand drive. Oh, has that really caused a problem? I think we should be able to tweak the platforms that they use, and then it'll be fine. There we go. Would it be one? Would it be two? It would be two, wouldn't it? And then this one would be two. And then this one would be number one. There we go. Whoops. So we want that to fill with logs, unload the logs, pick up the planks, planks. Unload the planks. And then load up the logs and unload the logs again down here. No worries, Stephen. Have a good one. Cheers for swinging by, buddy. So yeah. The planks should then be delivered to the tools factory, and then this one. We don't currently have a delivery section over here, but actually having the trains on the opposite side means it could just swing through on its way down here. That could be pretty good. It's almost like a plan, that, but I genuinely didn't. I'll take the credit for it though. So if we pop a stop here, we could have a split off on this side of the road. That way it avoids the train crossing here. Plug that in there. And then have it connect in maybe on the other side of this. Yeah, something like that. So that would deliver to Fontana. Up here would deliver to Oxnard, and we can do another one to Birmingham. If we have it go to number 2, then it will just fly straight in. If we pick up tools, we can deliver them on the way, and then also up here. Hopefully it will have enough to actually deliver both. I can't imagine it wouldn't necessarily. This line is actually going to get quite a lot of use, which is quite good. Let's pop that one onto number 1. Rail cargo tools. Oxnard, because it terminates in Oxnard. And the tools colors. What color did we make tools? This like lighter, almost pastel-y turquoise. No, it's this one. There we go. So then if we get a vehicle on this one, and we actually have a little bit of money at the moment, so that's good, we can do that. Do we go with a 442, or, I mean, a 10-wheeler should do the trick, but then we do have quite a bit of potential for this line. I reckon if we go for a 442, it then will ensure that we have enough capacity. In fact, 442 is a bit overkill because it's bigger than the station. It goes up to 380 meters. That's pretty nuts. So if we keep it at 309, that should be more than enough. Oh, unable to find a path. Is it because this is not a double slip? Yes, that'd be why. There we go. And then in terms of the tools line, we can do a similar train going that way. Boxcar for tools. Again, we're going to have to take this up to 309 meters. And we can just pop that straight on the tools line. We just have to build in a route for Fontana here. And I would imagine it would probably be good to have a road here connecting these two together. We can then do a connection up here, a connection down here, maybe even a connection on this side, and then that should cover pretty much anywhere that the game wants to build this route up. If we put a simple connection in, maybe we could build out this direction. We don't want to be losing any product, so I'm going to be putting in a bit of capacity there. And let's see. Keep this flat, connect that into that, connect that there. There we go. We could potentially connect these roads up as well. I think they were before. Ah. No money. So I suppose if we go from here out this way, then we can swing by that on the way back. We want that to fill up. Use number 2. And then unload throughout. There we go. That's Fontana sorted out. So once those trains start to deliver planks and also tools, we'll be making a decent amount of money off that one. This one should probably wait quite a while, maybe 300 seconds, so 3 minutes even. And then that should hopefully be enough time for this train truck to deliver things. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I think I'm going to leave this one here though. We have done a fair amount. We will be delivering cargo into Oxnard for tools as well, so that makes that line even more worthwhile, because it will deliver both fuel and tools. And we are starting to ship stuff, so that's good as well. But yeah, I think I'm going to leave this one here. We have sufficiently started to build out this side of the map, which is really good. And I can't wait to see how this one goes. I need to build in Birmingham next time, but that gives me something to think about going forward. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, have a good one.